want to know, oh, your camera's about to fall. Do you know when the VA was, when that thing was established?
No, I don't remember that from class.
Let me lay some history on you. All right. So after World War II, right?
Yeah.
You have a bunch of vets coming back from World War II, and the U.S. is looking for a way to spur its economy because you've got all these guys coming back and getting back into jobs. Everyone's anxious to hire somebody, and the U.S. government was sort of facing a glut. You were either going to have massive unemployment and homelessness, or you figure out a way to stimulate the economy, and that's what they did. And one of the ways was the VA loan, because every one of those guys that was coming back from overseas could get one, and all they wanted to do was grab their wife and settle down in their little house and have their 2.3 kids and the station wagon and the dog. That's it. Barbecue in the backyard. The American dream, right there. Our American dream is morphed because my grandparents had a 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. They raised 3 kids. All of them went to college. All of them are productive members of society. They had a 1-car driveway. It was a big deal when they got a second car.
Yeah.
And somehow they weren't deprived. They were middle class. you
Yeah.
know? Today we'd be like, oh my God, I'm poor.
Yeah. A 1-car garage, what is that?
Our expectations have gone up. But anyway, so the VA loan was designed for that. So it was designed, they were going to come back, they were going to buy their little pink house with the picket fence and settle down, and that was it. And like my grandparents were appalled. They were ashamed because it took them, I think, 11 years to pay off their house. They felt bad that it took that long.
11 years?
There were no 30-year mortgages back then.
Are you kidding me?
Before the war, forget a mortgage. If you couldn't pay cash, you were probably not buying a house. If you had some other asset, then you could buy. But like a 10-year mortgage was about all any bank was going to give you.
Wow.
That's what we were dealing with before World War II.
I'd be homeless in those days.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, you work for it, but on the other hand, houses didn't cost as much. They weren't as a percentage of the average income.
Yeah.
It was generally like 1 year's wages. So you'd pay 10% of your wages every year, and then in 10 years you own the house.
Yeah.
Or you'd save up 10% of your wages, or 20% of your wage. Really, the family would pitch in. There's a book called The Jungle by Upton Sinclair that talks about that in the early part of the 20th century and workers getting cheated out of houses. If you read it, if you want to know, oh, your camera's about to fall. No.
Technical difficulties. It's okay.
Why didn't we do this live?
Right?
We'd have gotten a lot of likes. Like, you losers.
We see you next Friday.
Awesome. Thank you, Leo.
Oh, this is our first one, guys. Sorry.